Hey everyone, welcome to the Level Up series. And today we're going to be talking about how to create a high converting real estate sales funnel. And this will actually be a 4-part series. So the first part of our series, we're going to talk about how to actually create the funnel, what goes into it, which ones do you actually need to use between a sales funnel, a landing page, website. We've seen all those terminology out there. The second part to our series is going to be about how to actually drive traffic to your website, your sales funnel, your landing pages, so you can actually get leads. And then that brings us to the third part of our series, where we're actually going to talk about the technicality of actually how do we capture leads and get them into our database or our CRM like KV Core. And then the fourth part of our series is talking about automation. How do we automate our website? How do we get leads, whether it's from paid ads, social media, your website? How do we get them automatically into our CRM so that way we are not manually importing anything? And we're going to be talking about using applications like Zapier. So let's get started. And a little background about myself before we get started. My name is Jacob Shireman. I am a realtor with eXp Realty here in Houston, Texas. But I've actually, before my real estate career 2.5 years ago, I have spent the last 15 years and actually went to college for marketing. And I specialize in web design and SEO. That's what I've done. That's what I built my business on. I own a marketing company as well. And I am the co-founder of Mift Media, which is a full-service marketing company. And I'm also the co-founder of Groovy Social, which is the first ever social media content platform for realtors that actually gives you social media content done for you. And then, like I said, I'm a realtor here at eXp Realty. So I have both sides of the industry and what it takes. So I have the marketing side, I've learned the real estate side. Now I want to share that knowledge with you because there's a lot of topics out there. I'm sure you've seen them even on this platform and other trainings that everybody's talking about sales funnels or click funnels and landing pages, and that IDX websites don't work anymore. Websites are old news. And that's simply not true. So I want to debunk some of those things. And the reason why most people get this wrong, in my opinion, is they just don't have the marketing background and all the terminology correct. So we're going to kind of iron out everything today. And so by the end of this video, you'll properly understand where your website comes in, where your IDX website comes in, when you should use a sales funnel, when you should use a landing page. Because the one thing I want you to remember and take away today is that your website funnel, landing pages, all these tools that people are selling and pushing on you, they are not competitors, they're companions. They should all be working together in a proper marketing plan and strategy, and that's what we're going to teach you today. But before we get started, we need to understand, what is a lead? Most people get this wrong. When I work with a lot of marketing clients, they'll tell me, man, I'm getting about 600 leads a month, but I'm not getting any sales, or I'm not getting any appointments. And when we go to look at it, they really don't have a lead. They're getting about 600 views to their website a month. And remember, a traffic view is not a lead. A lead is basically someone who has come into your CRM, you captured their information, and you've gotten a name, minimum name, but you need some way to contact them, an email address, a phone number, a physical address, even somebody that comes into your DMs or messages on Facebook, Instagram. Those are messages or those are leads as well, because you have a way to reach out them instantaneously. Even somebody commenting on your post, you can click their profile and send them a message. So you have some way to contact them, and that's important. A lead, remember, is not a traffic or somebody that viewed your page. It's somebody that you can actually capture their information. And we do this by using online forms, call to action, lead magnets, retargeting ads, your live chat or your Facebook chat. Those can actually generate leads as well by using squeeze pages, funnels, all of those things. And we're going to dive into that. So now that we know what a lead is, where do we go from there? Well, let's first start off with websites. Websites, by contrary to popular belief, are not dead. You still need an IDX website. And I see this all the time, even in our eXp workplace and discussion rooms. People say, oh, I got rid of my IDX website. I want to turn that feature off. I don't want people to go search for properties on their own. And that is a huge mistake, because your website, if you understand what it does and how to kind of customize your website and your IDX website, you're going to get the return that you need and capture and generate leads. Because remember, a website is created for the purpose of promoting. Your website is the hub of all of your marketing. So your website should take you to all the things you're doing, social media, all of your buyer's guides, any events, videos you put out on YouTube, TikTok, all of that, your social media feeds, they should all go out to those other forms of your marketing plan, those other things, but everything should go to your website because the website has more power to give people more things at once. Your social media platforms are limited on the information. You can't just bed an online form into your social media post to get them. You usually have to get them to click to go somewhere else. So remember, your website is what gives people your information about your services, your listings, and allows them to build a trust as well. And then your IDX website is a website is just a feed. So the IDX is just a feed that's connected to the MLS, and you have to have an existing website to be able to use an IDX software or feed. So for somebody to say, oh, I need a website, an IDX website, it's just saying that I need this extra functionality so people can search for it. And that's super important because this is a way to promote your listings 24/7, not only your listings, but all the listings available in your area. It's a great way to capture leads. Your website is another way to give out resources like your buyer's guide, your seller's guide, your blog information about the area. So it is a great way to do the pull marketing and allow people to come to you, which has a higher conversion rate and a higher quality of lead when you allow the user to come instead of this push marketing where you're forcing a sale or an appointment on them. And that clearly doesn't work because they don't have that loyalty to you. So some quick benefits of having a website, especially with an IDX feed, is one, it establishes your online presence. Nowadays, this is pretty much one of the number one ways to capture leads is online because it's something you can do 24/7. And it establishes your online presence by showing about your team, allows people to build trust with you, but it increases visibility because it's a 24/7 sales tool that literally can capture leads. It's so funny. Every morning I wake up and I can see in my CRM that leads came in from an ad that I'm running or from a blog post. And literally they happen in the middle of the night. In this world where everybody has different schedules, it's not a 9 to 5 world anymore. Some people, their daytime is they work a third shift. So you need to have resources available for those people so they're not feeling left out as well, or move on to another realtor that offers that, right? So, and by having this IDX feed, again, you're increasing visibility because you're showing a range of properties. You know, there's a lot of realtors that want to control what their clients see, but that also limits them because your client might be able to afford more, or they might find something in the cheaper range, but because you're controlling what they see, they might not ever see that. And your website is, again, 24/7 generating leads for you because you have proper lead capture stuff, which we'll talk about in the third part of our series, is what are all the different lead capture methods. But with resources, your IDX feed, online forums, it's constantly trying different ways to capture that leads information. And it allows you to stay competitive. You won't believe how many realtors just have a bad website. It's not put together really well, or they're just not using it. And if you can stay ahead of the competition, you've got your SEO locked down, you've got your website locked down, you've got your funnels, your landing pages, you're promoting your sell property, you will always stay ahead of the competition because you have a strong online presence. And they're super cost effective. I heard another training that said websites and IDX websites, they're not cost effective versus some of these other funnels out there. And that's absolutely not true. Your website is meant to bring in organic traffic. And if you lock that down, organic traffic, which we'll talk about in the next series, is 1,000% more effective than organic social media, especially like blog articles and things like that. So having a website that not only does organic lead generation for you and brings in organic traffic by having funnels and all these other things, you've cornered the market. Because if you're going to go invest money, the best thing that you can do is have your portfolio diversified, right? Well, it's the same thing with your marketing. The more diversification you have, the more chances you have to reach more people and to get your target audience. So let's move on to funnels. What is funnel? All this sales funnel talk out there, everybody thinks they need it. And this is the problem with real estate agents, is we have this shiny object because we're always struggling to get leads, right? And the problem is most people don't have a lead generation problem. They have a lead nurturing and capturing problem. It's easy to get traffic. and leads, believe it or not. But to convert those leads is a whole nother ball game. So people, because realtors are struggling to find leads, what is happening? Well, people are dangling stuff in front of, hey, this funnel will convert more leads. This funnel will give you more leads. But it's actually not true, because a funnel is a sequence of actions. A funnel, a landing page, they're all websites. A website's basic definition is basically a page with a URL. You have a way to get to a page that's online, and a website is just a collection of pages. Same thing with a funnel. A funnel is a sequence of actions, web pages, that guide your potential customer towards the main action, and that's some way of converting them. So we want them to schedule an appointment. We want them to submit their information, download a buyer's guide, seller's guide, whatever it is. The whole idea is to capture the lead, right? Now, one thing that if you're going to take away from today, funnels, and same thing for landing pages, they do not bring you traffic. If somebody says this will bring you leads, it's because you have to send them the leads. A funnel and landing page is just meant to process traffic. They're not SEO strong. People aren't just going to naturally stumble on them. So you've either got to put the links in your social media profiles, in your post, run a paid ad to them. You have to physically send them traffic. And then once they get the traffic, they process it. Unlike a website is meant to bring in organic traffic, which is the best conversion rate you will ever have from paid ads, from social media, organic website traffic. So funnels do what websites can't. If you notice, you go to a website, we kind of all have this, we get distracted very easily. There's so much stuff to click on that if your website is not organized properly for people to find the information quickly that they're looking for, they're going to leave. You have less than 30 seconds to capture their attention. If not, they're gone. The goal is to keep them for over 2 minutes on your website. But funnels eliminate the distraction, because the whole thing is, if I send them to a buyer's funnel, they're not getting distracted about the seller's funnel or the renter's funnel, right? And funnels, again, alleviate distraction, but it helps focus on that specific campaign of converting the buyer, seller, renter, investor, or anything like that. So why are sales funnels important? Do you need to have them? Yes, they should be incorporated into your website. When you go to your website, you should see on the menu, home, buy, sell. Well, your buy and your sell, or rent or invest, those are all funnels, because that information is targeted from the main conversion point of getting somebody to buy a house with you or sell a house. You wouldn't want to make one page that says we buy, sell, lease, and invest, and have a paragraph about each. It's not specific to that purpose, okay? And this is what sales funnels. So technically, most people's websites already have a built-in funnel, and they just don't know it. It's not a separate system. You don't need a separate system. Funnels create customers because it's targeting one main conversion goal, buyers. It monitors and tracks their progress through this funnel, and it focuses the efforts so that way when those group of people come in, the buyers, they don't accidentally wind up on the seller's funnel, because then they're not interested, right? Because they don't have a home to sell. They want to buy. And then if you have your funnel processed correctly, it helps generate referrals, because it's a series of steps. And this is what I'm going to show you here, is that your buyer's page, let's say we have a buyer's funnel. They're going to visit our buyer's funnel because we sent them traffic. They're going to start viewing listings, which hopefully will capture their lead. And they're going to register and subscribe. Again, like in KV Core, if you look at more than 2 properties, you've registered and subscribed. And then it's going to schedule a consultation. And so they're doing that automatically. If you're not using something like Calendly, you're missing out, because if you have to go back and forth about a time, you're wasting so much time in this process of getting back. And more likely, the ball's going to drop and an appointment's not going to get set. But if they can see the availability in your calendar, they're going to book instantly. Then after they book a calendar, you're going to send them a questionnaire, right? I've seen other models that lend to this questionnaire first. Nobody's going to fill out a questionnaire unless they have a scheduled appointment with you ready to meet. But the questionnaire step in the funnel allows you before your appointment to get all that pertinent information. Are they pre-approved? What are you looking for? What areas? Do you have a co-applicant? All of those things you need to know. You don't have to take in the buyer's appointment. You can send a presentation, the basic general 10 minutes that you give to everybody about the steps of buying a home. Send them a video, let them watch that beforehand. So when you get there, your focus is to go through that list, see if you missed anything, and to build rapport with your clients. So now they want to work with you. Instead of wasting an hour, now you're down to 30 minutes. Then they meet with you to go look at homes. So when you meet with the buyer, then you're going to start scheduling listings and showings. And then when they move through the process of this funnel, then you're going to teach them about offers and negotiation, teach them about collecting all their documents and scheduling their inspection, their appraisal, all of those things. In that process, in that funnel, you have this stuff automatically going out to save you time, to collect information. And then you head to the closing table. And then when your funnel is done, it should be asking for referrals and testimonials. So that's a properly implemented funnel. You should not only have a sales funnel on your website, you should have a client funnel as well that takes them through the client total onboarding process. Some of the other funnels you've seen mentioned, they're more client funnels because they really don't generate leads. These people already have business and stuff going. If you're a new agent and you're relying on a funnel that's heavily based on your social element, whether how many people you've helped, then you're missing out. Those funnels will never work with you because you don't have those reviews yet. So you need to incorporate a sales and client funnel all in one into your website. And then we have landing pages. Landing pages are pretty much the same thing, but it's a single page with one focus of intent. Download the buyer's guide, download the seller's guide, schedule an appointment. The landing page, again, doesn't bring traffic. It just processes it. It does what web pages can't do because it's a single focus. And so if you're running an ad, download my buyer's guide, you don't want to send them to the website and make them go find the buyer's guide. You take them to a page that talks about the benefits of the buyer's guide, click here to download, and then you download it and send it to them. So what makes an effective landing page and funnel? That is basically meaning that it's high converting, that it's actually capturing leads. So if you get in 800 monthly traffic, you're hopefully walking away with 40 leads. A funnel landing page should have a clear, unique selling proposition. So these are all of your headers, your main header, your subheadings throughout the page. It's basically talking about why people should buy a home with you, sell a home with you. You should have an engaging hero shot. So don't use a lot of stock photos. Use pictures of you. Now, you want to use stock photos of homes in the area, that's fine, that look like it. But when you're talking about your team and stuff, don't use just general pictures of people. Let people see you. If you can put even a video, that's even better. Have compelling benefits of why people should work with you, right? So if people are working with you, like what do you do for them that other realtors aren't doing? Focus on the stuff that other people aren't doing that you're doing. And then the social proof you need. But if you're a new realtor and you don't have social proof, find a few people that have worked with you in the past and talk about your work experience, your dedication, your customer service, and have them report on those things because those do have something to do with real estate. Obviously, you don't want to lie about your social proof, but you need a few things on there as well. And then strong call to actions. This is where I think 99% of people mess up with marketing is they don't have clear and strong call to actions and telling the user what the next step is. Remember, they're going to get distracted very easy. You almost have to tell them kind of like a small child, this is the next step to work with me. This is the next step to download the guide, and be very clear on what that next step is that you want for them. And so now we come to which one should you implement? And this is, again, you should be implementing all of these because this all goes into one beautiful website. You should have that website because in this day and age, people, if you have a shoddy looking website, they're not going to work with you. Somebody like me, if I stumble on a business's website and it looks very bland, I'm not going to buy a product from there because I'm afraid it's a scam because of so many scams out there. So make sure your website is clean, it's well organized and put together, and kind of think through the thought process that you would want if you were looking for a home. So remember, again, that websites, funnels, and landing pages are not competitors. They're not enemies. You shouldn't just use one. They're companions. You should use them close together because sales funnels do have a greater upfront ROI because you're focused on the buyer, you're focused on the seller, or whatever the sales process is. But they do have their limitation because they don't really advertise everything you do. And that's where your website comes in. Your website allows prospects to research your services. People in this day and age, they're going to research products and services before they buy, and your website allows them to do that. Websites play a critical role in the sales process because they shows everything that you have to offer. It builds credibility, especially if you have a blog. It builds trust that you know what you're talking about. And funnels and landing pages, again, don't bring in traffic. So you need your website to bring in that traffic organically. If you're not doing a lot of posting to social media, you're not doing a lot of ads out there to drive traffic to that. Remember, your website is the hub of your marketing. It increases visibility and process traffic to capture leads, just like a sales funnel. But a sales funnel, again, is just a targeted path of steps to send your visitors to capture their lead. And then your landing page is one main focus of buyer's guide, seller's guide. Get this list of homes under 300,000. Check out the newest listings in the area. Check out the latest open houses. Those are all landing pages you should be sending people to capture that information before you send them that. So now we get to how do we make these, right? So you can use tools that you already have. So you can use email marketing software to build landing pages and to build funnels as well, stuff like ClickFunnels. Your CRM, KV Core, a lot of other, Chime, you can build out sites. You are limited in what you can do because they're not going to give you full range of programming and templates, but you can build a funnel inside of KV Core. It's going to be a little clunkier, but you can make it work. You can make it look nice. You can make it look clean, and you can use something like that that's already built there for you and already connected to your CRM. Or you can use website builders like WordPress, Wix, Weebly. I highly recommend WordPress. That's what I build all of my client stuff in. Everybody that comes to my group here at EXP, I give them a website sales funnel template in WordPress that gives them everything, and we'll, in one of the steps, go through that. If you want to see that, you can go to jacobshireman.com and see my live demo of what that looks like. But if you don't want to do this on your own because you need to focus on income producing activities, which you should be, hire a web designer. You can use stuff like Fiverr, Upwork. There's companies out there, marketing companies, DIY funnel systems, and websites that you can use. Just make sure they have all the elements that we talked about. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear your feedback. I know this was quick information, very high level. I do have more trainings broken down on my YouTube channel. You can find it at @JMShireman, as well as all of my social media. My website is jacobshireman.com. But if you have questions, message me in the workplace, hit me up on social media, or comment in the comments below of this video. I'd love to hear what you have and answer those questions for you. And make sure you come to part 2 of this series, where we talk about how to actually drive traffic, which is everything we need to be able to get leads. Thank you.